Hi everyone, welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. I hope you guys can hear me and see me well. I'm in a different area because it's so hot that I decided to, do the spot in a different area where there's the AC so that I'm not sweating and all of that. So I hope you guys can see me because the lighting, let me know if you can see me or not. But thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for supporting the channel. And thank you for the subscribers. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the comments, everything, guys. I show a lot of gratitude for those things. And thank you for being here with me today. I'm pre-recording this because I have to go back to work. It's been a busy week and day. But in any event, I still want to get these messages out because I know how much you guys how these messages are helping you. So the topic of discussion is called leaving toxicity behind. Now, we talked a lot about healing, grief, pain, etc. Right? So now we're going to talk a little bit about leaving toxicity behind after you start to heal, after you start to look at the pain and minimize it. And after you grow, heal, and evolve, now it's time to leave the toxicity behind. So one of the ways I do that, because I always talk from a place of my own pain and experiences, and one of the ways I had to leave the toxicity behind was breaking the pattern of doing the same thing over and over as I did before. What I do that's different now is I make better decisions for my life, for anything in my life, anything pertaining to me. I make better decisions instead of negative ones or, decisions I made in the past where I didn't think things out. The other thing that I do now is set strong boundaries. And if the toxicity tries to enter, a lot of things that I find disrespectful, I will address it, perhaps reiterate it, and then if it continues after that, what I do is cut off, block, and delete for my peace of mind, for my mental health, so that I can continue to stay on this path and move forward. These things are not easy to do, but as you do the work little by little, and you feel better, you start to do better. Loving yourself, which is important. As you start to make better decisions, feel better, take time out on a daily basis for yourself to do things that you love, that makes you feel, like it raises your vibration, then you start to see things from a different perspective. You start to love yourself. And then as you love yourself, you take care of yourself. And as these little things start to happen, because it doesn't happen overnight, but as they happen, you start to look at life and situations and decisions you made in the past. You start to do things differently, better, make better decisions. You start to understand that you deserve better. You don't deserve toxic people and situations in your life. And when you look at who you are and what you bring to the table and what you give and what the toxic individuals will give, you do a pro and con list, you see that you are giving and they are breadcrumbing you. You start to see that these things are not for your highest good and that you deserve better. So those strong boundaries that I talk about is so important, because it will help you to stay on this path, to continue to heal, grow, and evolve, and to take time out for yourself as needed. Parting with people and things that are not for your highest good, sometimes it's necessary. I showed a lot of fear when it came to this, a lot of hesitation. But as I did the work with my therapist and I started to understand why this was important, then little by little I started to take those baby steps in that direction so that I could rid myself of people and situations and circumstances that were no longer for my highest good. Because as you do this work to heal, you start to do better, and all the hard work you've done in a matter of moments can be destroyed if you allow the toxicity back in and you let it overtake everything that you've been doing. And so it's important to stay on this path so that you can continue to move forward. And I realized that, and even though I hesitated at first, I finally got the courage up to not just set strong boundaries, but when it was necessary, to cut off, block, and delete. So acquiring inner peace. As I started to do this and cut off everything in my life that wasn't for my highest good, what happened is I started to feel that peace that I never had before. Acquiring inner peace so that I can minimize the drama in my life. And it took a long time. 5 years later, here I am, after doing the work. And what I want to say to anyone listening, that if I can do it without having a physical support system, I just stayed in prayer with God a lot, followed the advice of my therapist little by little, and did the work. Took time out for myself. It felt lonely, it felt hard, it felt painful. But as I continue to move forward and ask God to help me to move forward, especially those times where I felt the pain the most, God has been there to help me every step of the way. One brick at a time, one day at a time, one step at a time. Remember, guys, nothing ventured is nothing gained. You will start to see the results as you start to work on yourself little by little. The key factor is to set those boundaries and to minimize the toxicity so that you can stay focused on your physical and mental health. Because without that, you can't do anything for yourself or anyone else. So please keep these things in mind as you move forward. You're going to have good days and not so good days, but keep moving forward. Be consistent and persistent. That's the message today, guys. Also, I've learned to turn this pain into power, power into purpose, purpose into paying it forward to help myself, making vows to help others, as well as helping myself. And that is the message today, guys. Keep in mind, I'm not a therapist, social worker, or a counselor, just somebody who's gone through hell and back. And if I can do these things, guys, one day at a time, one step at a time, you can do it as well. The key factor is to never give up on yourself. That's the message today, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you sometime on Monday. Please subscribe to the channel so that you know when I'm on. I should be back live on Monday instead of uploading videos. So please join me there for a new message. In the meantime, pamper yourself and enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you Monday. Bye, guys. Have a great weekend.